really have not spoken to Yvonne about that. If he gets past this round, I definitely will ask him that question.
Technical. I mean, you know, he changes those rackets every ball change, but I think he's wearing the hat definitely because he's gotten used to it. And
yeah.
It seems to work for him.
Obviously, it hasn't hurt him.
It has nothing to do with the weather today, that's for sure.
Well, this for Lendl has become routine. For Pete Sampras, it's a new experience, and we'll discuss it with David Wheaton tonight. What runs through a Pete Sampras' mind now, just casually hitting and loosening up with a Lendl before a big match like this?
The little bit I've watched Sampras play this year, Ted, in big match situations, he seems very unaffected by the occasion, if you will. He's a guy that loves to play big occasion matches. He has won on a couple of occasions in the finals, and so as we get down to the later rounds of a tournament, I think Pete Sampras, one of the calmer guys on the circuit for an untested, unknown kind of player. I mean, I think he handles these kind of situations very well.
Now, Lendl has moved through the draw again fairly easily in his last match. A straight set win over only one set. That was to Michael Stich in the second round.
Tough player. He won that tournament. Michael Stich did down in Memphis, which we did earlier this year, and he is a guy that everybody's going to hear a lot more about in the future, the German Michael Stich.
But has Lendl met a player like Sampras yet in the draw? I would have to think not.
Not really. I mean, Sampras can do it all. He's a all-round type player. Everybody says Pete Sampras serve and volley, but to me, he's an all-round type player.
When we go to the strengths and weaknesses, one of the things that I talked about is this kid plays the kind of game that you have to play to beat Ivan Lendl. He has all the shots. He's got a big serve. He likes to attack, even though Lendl has faced 1 million attacking players in his day, still that is not his favorite type of player to play. The only question is, can he go 5 sets against an Ivan Lendl? Forget if you can go 5 sets with anybody else. That's irrelevant. Going 5 sets with Lendl is like 22 sets with any other human being.
But I will say one thing: Sampras did show some stamina in the Munster match.
No question about it. He's in great shape.
Well, we're getting set. 19-year-old Pete Sampras in the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open against Ivan Lendl. It comes your way on USA in a moment. Against Thomas Muster in his last match. Does that improve and give him a legitimate chance to beat Lendl?
Well,
does the serve hurt Lendl is what I'm
his serve hurts everybody. I mean, you know, if you can throw in aces, you know, it's going to hurt. I know what you're saying.
But can Lendl return his good serve? It's gone.
So we know he's not superstitious. And that's the way Lendl usually starts most of his matches off. So we've seen the two styles right off the bat.
You know, why is it these days people live in Greenwich, they live in Monte Carlo, Saint-Tropez?
Because they're making more money.
When we played Vita, Cincinnati, St. Louis, you know, those hard kind of towns.
But this is where they live, not where they play.
That's a good move.
Notice something right off the bat today against Sampras. That low backhand volley. You notice how much more carefully he played that today than the other night? He was playing a lot of drastic things happen in the match, and he wants to change strategy. He's going to come out firing.
There it is.
Now, a bit of a struggle, but Sampras holds his serve to begin the match. Might get some
windy out there, and there's no sun. Vitas, I always like playing on a day like today. It's overcast.
Land 5 feet in. Next time you play the exact same shot, and you miss it by 3 yards.
Ted has 15.
It's all right. Sampras came in on a very sort of shaky approach shot. Had to commit himself.
Well, I think he's planting the seed in Lendl's mind already that he's going to be coming into net a lot, and that you're not going to see me spending too much time on the baseline. That time the approach obviously was way too short, but just psychologically, you thinking about it, we're only in the first set. Gets to a fourth or fifth set, that shot might look pretty tough to pass. Oh, that shows you some of the diversity that Lendl has added to his game over the last 5 years. We've seen that great forehand before, but instead of the big passing shot, he just comes right around the ball on Stadium Court.
Times this year, Lendl has lost the first set of a match.
I'm not surprised that he starts off slow, because I remember he was one of the few players that I actually, as well as he returns, I used to like serving first against him, because he would take a lot of chances the first couple of service games.
Comes the Sampras serve and volley. Good motion now. He comes in quickly. A couple of big strides. Gets caught there. Good return from Lendl. But look at those two shots right there. Two big steps put him about 6 feet from
the prayer in the evening that, you know, man, I get a few lead cords and this and that, but you brought your best game up to the quarters. From now on, it's only 2 matches.
This is our first quarterfinal match. The second will be at 7:30.
Any lapses of concentration, especially against Ivan Lendl.
There's Sampras getting down really low to the volley, and Lendl still hasn't found the range and the height and depth on his backhand. That was way too high for a passing shot.
Oh, that's a good serve.
But the conditions are pretty breezy. It's not that easy playing out there today, Barry.
And this is not an easy serve to pick, because the motion is basically the same for both the serve that he swings out wide and for that flat one that he just hit that ace with. Very similar motion. Same thing again.
Boy, 2 in a row, and I don't think Lendl saw either one. 3-2 Sampras. An impressive start on Lendl's serve.
Sampras gave it a sarcastic gesture, like, why didn't I hit it up the line? Which actually is a good question. But here he decides, he's figuring that Lendl's going to go the other. It runs in the family genes. Yvonne likes it here. The parents like it here.
What a nice.
His family loves it here.
Well, what a nice change in their lives. Baby. They can come here freely.
That's right. First time that they've come here, leaving a free country. Lots of things have changed. How would you like to be a Russian playing for the first time when you can keep a little change?
Too good by Lendl. And it's 3-all in the first.
Lendl really lines his backhand up now. Sampras comes from way back in the court, though. I thought he might have taken a ball that was pretty deep to try and come in on. Watch it from another angle here. He kind of sweeps over the ball, but look how far back he is. Way too far back.
That was a point that Pancho Segura mentioned the other day. One thing that he thinks this kid's one of the most talented tennis players, along with Alan King. Although Alan's just one of the older talented players in the game. Segura just felt that Sampras approaches sometimes from too far behind the service line. At that time, he was at the baseline when he approached. Now, the percentages, we don't have them on Lendl hitting passing shots from a guy approaching from the baseline, but I can guarantee you they're not very high.
Sampras looked over at the spot where he hit that volley.
Sampras holds, and it's 4-3 on serve for set. Well-placed volley by Sampras.
There, he's trying to get that volley in, and he plays.
Out.
That slight little change of grip from a semi-backhand to the real backhand grip, which helped him chip and then go through the ball a little bit more when he wants to put more top on it, so he adds more backhand grip. Here's a shot of Sampras coming into net, tries the topspin lob, good athletic ability, and generally you got to do a little bit better. If there's any way to avoid, I've harped on it all week long, but I hope everybody has this in their memory banks for the rest of the tennis year. Get that racket back early. That'll give you the time to hit behind or across court the player.
Oh, yes.
Great point by both players. And we stay on serve. 5-4 Sampras.
This is why Pete Sampras is dangerous. Look at the reflexes there. Quick hands, knocks it off, and then right here, Lendl makes a great get, but Sampras with the drop volley. He can do it all.
Lendl that he is now, but still, even when McEnroe was beating him 5-6 years ago, you know, we're talking about he was coming in on the kitchen sink.
You're right.
I mean, non-stop pressure.
There you go. There it is.
You cannot afford to be gun-shy against Ivan Lendl, because you know you're playing to his strength in his passing shot, but if your strength is at the net, and he set that up with a really good approach shot that time. That was right down the line trophy at the end of the match.
40-30.
Very close.
Oh,
watch out.
Lendl's not going to be happy with that.
The linesperson was blinded, and the chair umpire made the call.
The officiating has really improved 100%.
Same call, same linesman. That time he's
Dorf.
It's a great return.
And instinctively after the serve, he makes a good return, good early preparation, and as soon as he noticed that he hit a good return, watch him, takes a sprint right to the net.
Yeah.
A la Bob Hayes, man. He just gets running right in there.
For Sampras, and watch the shot that Lendl goes for on the full run up the line, tries to bring it in. That's his bread and butter shot.
And Sampras serves to begin the second set.
15.
These players have met once before. It was February of this year, indoors in Milan. Sampras won the first set. Lendl then won love in 3.
Now, there's 2 ways we can interpret that. I think he's playing it a little bit different.
Oh, yes.
Glad I get along with Wilt because could be early into my career. And I'm going to see that. I think I figure it'll double, maybe even triple by the end of this match.
That's just solid volleying.
And the game. So Pete Sampras, 19 years of age, a set over Lendl. The game until age 16. And that clearly slowed his development in comparison to Agassi or Chang.
To become a servant volleyer, there are so many more variations that comes into the game. You never get the same type of volley. You're always lunging. Great shot here of him picking that ball up early, approaching. Now you see he's got to set himself up to watch that he doesn't get passed down the line. Not a very good lob by Lendl. But when you learn the ground stroke game, you're basically a machine from the baseline. And there's very little variation other than you're going to hit cross court or down the line on your passing shot. When you're up at the net, it's almost like being a Rudolph Nureyev lunging
And he goes through the qualifying and into the semifinals to lose to Connors. Even though he gets nailed a couple times coming in, I think he ought to continue to keep that pressure on, Vitas. Good $15 million number plus Ivan Lendl's career prize money. Some very good prize money here at the U.S. Open. The winner of this tournament will take home $300.
Well, I know that Ivan's trying to think of riding out this storm, and he's going to have a ways to go because this kid is splitting the lines on approach shots.
Sampras has held his own on serve.
McKay, Vitas Gerolaitis.
And it's 15 love here.
2 serious looking faces in that McEnroe-Wheaton graphic.
The Jets have definitely stayed away this year.
Ball a little bit more also.
Stadium Court, U.S. Open, men's quarterfinals.
He's going to get a little bit sharper as the match goes on, Ivan. We said he's a little bit of a slow starter. And the more and more first serves that he gets back against Sampras, the more and more chances he'll have to break. So
that's one of the best points right there. The Lendl's played defensively. He stretched and did everything he could possibly do. Watch it now, because Lendl really covers a lot of court here. Good shot. Catches Sampras with the half volley. hits a good shot there. Now watch this disguise lob. Stretches him out. That's good defense.
Sampras, that's pretty good, 61% up at the net when you're a serving volleyer.
Got him.
Lendl tries to change.
Lendl's percentage at the net is a little bit reminiscent of a pinch hitter in baseball that gets the bat twice a year, and he gets one hit and he's batting 500. He comes to net so rarely, and this time he got burned.
Couple of shots just an inch off for Lendl.
You brought up the angled shot that Lendl's got to start adding to the game, which at the same time
Lendl says, how many lines can he hit?
Well, here's one that Sampras moves around on the forehand. Now watch him. He's right in the center of the court here. Moves around, hits the forehand right up the line. Tough shot to pick.
Far as I heard from my friends and acquaintances, supposed to that he's doing a very good job.
Dad, love him. And I know he's enjoying the action out here today. That he would like to change, and that's so important. That's part of being a champion.
Vitas, we've seen here the last 8 days a lot of shots of parents and all. Did your dad ever, during match?
It was either baseball, basketball, or football, not tennis. That was not looked upon as a macho sport in those days.
Game then. 3-all.
3-all now in the second set.
They're out here favoring Sampras.
Oh, that is just solid.
That's a solid volley.
Big shot by Lendl.
Lendl has really gotten tough on this, and Sampras has gotten in trouble, Vitas, when he hits cross court on the approach. I think his shot is down the line maybe 9 out of 10 times.
Well, it just gives you that little bit more angle to hit into the court. You've got that wide open down the line shot. Number one, his down the line forehand is by far his.
Oh, it's 4-all in the second.
Lendl hits a fine-looking shot here because the approach that Sampras hits right here stays very low. Look how far down Lendl got. He got way down, bent the knees on that.
And break points. And today is not a day to be a slow starter against this kid. I mean, he's got to make him play those break points and make him play them hard.
But again, that slow turn here in the second set, there's a little more pressure getting.
It seemed like the first 2 games of this set, he seems so aggressive. It seems a little bit of that aggression as the steam's come out of his game.
And also, Vitas, what's happened, I think, Lendl has started to get into the match more. He's returning better.
Where you hit that ball.
He's got it. Oh, no!
Lendl's forehand there. He gets ready. And this time he sets up, and he actually gives Pete Sampras a pretty good shot at the volley. It's just that second effort where he just barely got it over the net. Sampras was there. You got to bring it to them. And I'd love 40. Definitely take a chance.
And he did! Right on the baseline on the approach. And it's 5-all.
Sampras way back now. Keeps that ball in play. Now right here, sees his opportunity, goes in behind a solid forehand.
Well, if anybody's going to give you the right points, it's Jimmy Connors. And he says if you got 3 chances to break, the first 2 you can really take a little bit.
Set, and we're 5-all in the second.
Never hurts here. Watch Sampras now. He really gets caught. It's a good-looking approach shot deep. Lendl uncorks a great shot. Picks up the little half volley there. It hits the top of the net and just drops over.
And that's Sampras.
That's the biggest point of the match right here.
Take Sampras' temperature after that point.
It does not get any better than this. Watch Sampras now. He gets caught. Looks like he's out of the point here. Somehow gets back in with a tremendous deep lob. Now look how far back he is. Stays in the point here. One more shot, but the incredible finisher here as he uncoils a forehand for a clean winner. It's coming up. There it is.
The 11th game of the second set turning out to be a gem. Lendl had 4 break points in the game, but the 19-year-old survives. As a receiver. It's wide.
Here he comes.
Wow. From 30 love to set point, Sampras.
This crowd really into this match. Oh, Sampras going up the line. He rushed that shot just slightly, I think. That ball skidded off the sideline.
Two great games in a row.
Both players, and he slices under this shot. Good deep shot. Lendl hits a better passing shot. Watch the reaction here as he slices under the ball. But again, he stays down to that ball so well on that
You've
backhand.
led a very game competitor right back into this match. Sampras had every opportunity to have a 2-set-to-love lead. He didn't make. That's what I meant before by instead of taking a couple big shots, Sampras should try to make Lendl make the volley. That was a very tentative. He cupped it, he didn't punch it, and that gave Sampras. The Lendl crew looking a little bit worried. You can't blame him for that. Pete Sampras is on fire right now.
And Lendl won the 2 points he had to on his racket.
Oh.
Good.
Watch it now. Set point. Sampras has had him before. Good serve by Lendl. He barely gets his racket on this ball, and Lendl hits a smashing deep shot. Sampras on the full run, right up the line for a clean winner.
Another good look at it. Just dives. Great effort by him getting that ball back. And this, he throws his whole body into that and actually get a little body action to try to just hook.
Well, Susan Hunt is with a very interested observer. Ivan Lendl has been in the finals, but he is down 2 sets to Pete Sampras. But Lendl holds his serve to begin the 3rd set. His serve has made an impact on a great return of serve.
But look back in history at the guys that have beaten Lendl. Most of them have been pretty good serve.
Sampras feels like he might have just should have gone over and put that one on a tee for Ivan and said, here, go ahead. Take a swing.
He almost like he wasn't ventilated with an air-conditioned forehand. He sets it up with a very bad drop shot, and then he scratches his head afterwards. How can I do something like that? He's doing the exact opposite of what he should be doing right now. 2 sets to love.
Has it going for him right now. He doesn't want to let it slip away.
And Lendl's giving you every indication that
good. Big return and a break for Lendl. Sampras stunned with that shot.
You're not going to see a much better backhand return than this. He takes it on the rise. Not a very big swing. A little bit a la like McEnroe. 6-inch swing. Yeah. Just...
Great comeback by Lendl. It's 3-love Lendl in the third.
Vitas, when you played Ivan and when McEnroe played him in his heyday when he was beating Ivan.
Connors, even though you could classify him as a baseliner, but you would call him like a hypersonic baseliner. So this kid fits right in the mold.
Well, as they say, it ain't over yet. Oh, yes.
Now, this is the type of pressure we're talking about. He sees that that's his opportunity to come in. Great movement at the net. And he's actually a great volleyer from behind that service line. And when we were talking about he doesn't have to play like me or like McEnroe or like Pat Cash or guys like that, but he's got to put on his kind of pressure.
Sampras again. From way behind the baseline.
13. Lendl holds. Good point there, but it's 4-1 Lendl in the third.
Connors, because he's an attacking player. But each one of us had our own style of getting into the net and winning points.
Hear the flurry of clicks.
It was a good play. Maybe you should try that a little bit more often. This time Lendl powers that forehand, but before we saw him cup that volley, that time he was a lot more solid with it. And this time with the backhand, he just played it in because he saw Sampras
virtually do that, I don't think, for 3 sets. So we'll see if he can get back close to that right now.
from the baseline, or you're a McEnroe, Sampras at the net. It's playing the points the right way.
Sampras was trying to come in and he couldn't do it. Got caught in the no man's land.
Yes.
The rush is gone.
The rush is gone, and he's hopefully it could come back to him. I knew between the three of us we'd get it. What he has from Muster.
It's interesting here because Lendl, instead of taking it on the forehand where he really had a choice, watch it now, because the ball hits the top of the net. Now Lendl straight immediately went for the backhand, took a little extra step in there. Nice footwork.
It actually seemed really tight on that one. That was almost a little bit dangerous.
Yeah. Actually, Sampras overran that shot.
And Lendl breaks again for 3-love in the fourth.
Sampras could do the same thing with the explosive kind of game that he has. So unless he's really feeling tired, I don't understand this type of letdown myself.
13-15.
Let's remember, too,
Powerful type game, Vita, so he had to be extremely fit. He had to move well for 5 sets.
Okay, that was even better put.
30-love.
Sampras comes to life here now. A stretch on that nice backhand volley. Lendl on the full run here. Could not get the ball, but good footwork again. There you watch it from another angle as Lendl comes in, tries to just angle that buyout. Certainly Sampras with a big opportunity here now.
For Sampras.
Well, you could hear that one all the way up here. This ball stays wide of that center service line and then just kicks in at the last minute. It's all right. Still a good play.
And they say we don't see Lendl miss shots. Sampras tries to become Peter Sampras a winner.
Thank you.
great streaks in tennis is over. Pete Sampras' mother may not know the rules of tennis, but she's going to understand one thing. When Pete calls and says, "Mom, I won,"